Hey, Southwest. For the past month, we have been praying that God would start a revival in our own lives, that God would start a revival in this church and in His church, and also that God would start a revival in this city. And so as we've been calling on the power of God to revive us and to revive His church, we have been so prayerful for this. And this week I'm excited that we're going to introduce something, some of us for the very first time, something new into our life of prayer, and that is fasting. And so if you're here this past Sunday, we sort of talked a little bit about fasting, and we challenged you as a church to choose this coming Thursday as a time where you are going to observe and participate in a time of fasting. So as we lead into Thursday, there's a few things that we want to sort of just put before you. So the very first thing is this. We want you to consider that fasting from food just might not be for everyone. There's a number of different health reasons and physical reasons that choosing to go without food could really be damaging for you. And our intent is not for you to feel guilty because you can't fast from food. If this is you, we simply want you to know that we want you to participate with us. Choose something else. Remember, the things that we choose to fast from are these things that are just sort of painful to do without. We're denying ourselves here. And so make sure that what it is you choose to fast from is difficult, but also make sure that it's doable. And so we want you to participate with us no matter what it is that you're fasting from. The next thing that we need to talk about is this. What is our reason? And so as we fast on Thursday, I want us to sort of almost repeat and pray these things over and over. Number one, God, revive my heart. Number two, God, revive your church. And number three, God, revive our city. And so let this be your constant prayer throughout Thursday as you are fasting. We are calling on the power of God to stir up and intervene into our lives and revive us. The next thing that we need to talk about is this. What's our plan? It's important that as we go into a time of fasting that we have a proper plan. So number one, choose what it is you're fasting from. I would suggest food, but again, if this doesn't work for you, choose something else, but make it abundantly clear to yourself, this is what I am abstaining from willfully on Thursday during this time of fasting. The next is choose your time. And so we're suggesting a collective fast from Wednesday at 6 p.m. to Thursday at 6 p.m. That's 24 hours. Now again, you know what is right for you. And we don't want anyone to feel guilt or shame because what they're doing on Thursday in their fast is falling outside of what we've planned. And so we simply want you to know it's okay to adjust your time. Feel free to do that. But if you're looking for some suggestions, I think a 24-hour fast is a great place to start. And so again, that's Wednesday from 6 p.m. and then breaking that fast Thursday at 6 p.m. The next thing that we want to talk about is this. How do we prepare for a fast? What is it that we're supposed to do to get ourselves ready for this? Let me give you a few suggestions. Number one, communicate to your family. Now, this isn't a vain or prideful communication like we see Jesus talking about in Matthew chapter 6. We're not calling attention to ourselves and saying, hey, everyone in my family, look at me, I'm fasting. But it is important that you communicate with some people that you interface with on a daily basis so they know kind of what's going on with you. The second thing that's important is this. Drink lots of water. It can be overlooked, but it's so important. So we know that it's important on Thursday when we're fasting that we're drinking lots of water, but it's also really important that the day before our fast, we're preparing our bodies by doing the same thing. Drinking lots of water, making sure that we're hydrated. The next thing is this. Plan out your day. It's amazing how food dictates our whole days. We have breaks set aside throughout our day where we specifically know this is time to eat. Now, I want to invite you to something that I think is going to be really cool. This coming Thursday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., hopefully your lunch break lines up in those times somewhere. We're opening up our auditorium here at Southwest for you to come and take your lunch break and turn it into a prayer break. We simply want to open up an environment where people feel comfortable to come and turn themselves over to the Lord in prayer. We'll offer you a little bit of guidance if you need, but we simply want you to come and to be with the Lord during your typical lunch break this coming Thursday. Here's the last thing, and this is perhaps the most important thing for preparing ourselves for a time of fasting. Be in prayer. Start right now. Start praying right now for the time that you will have in fasting on Thursday. Church, I want you to know that we, like as your ministers, as your leadership, we are praying for you right now. We are praying that God stirs something up in you. We are praying along with you that God will revive your heart, that God will revive His church, and that God will revive our city. I look forward to hearing and seeing and witnessing how God blesses you and how God speaks to you during this time. Have a blessed week, Southwest. We love you guys.